This episode is sponsored by Zenro Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenroclothingco.com and be sure to use offer code Socrates at checkout for 20% off select items. Also, if you're not into spending the money, just check out the Zenro radio playlist. zenroclothingco.com, music for your everyday. This episode also sponsored by The Portian Bakery. If you're located in the Portian area of Scarborough, Toronto, be sure to check out The Portian Bakery, say what's up to Arville, and pick up a donut or two. Baked daily, crafted with love. This episode also sponsored by Podbean. Podbean is the podcasting platform of choice. It's the one that me and Vish use, and is great, you know, if you're looking to start that DIY podcast yourself. Definitely check out Podbean. Use the link podbean.com/SocraticGamers and gain 1 month of unlimited podcasting for free. Test it out, build that content. Anyone could podcast, right, Vish?
Yep.
Start a podcast and get your ideas out there. All right, enjoy the episode. All right, cool. I want to say happy belated birthday, Vish. Yeah. You know, it's weird how as we get older, like, okay, so like every year we get older, right? And then one day you're going to hit like 90.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to feel like? You know what I'm saying? Because there's no like monumental shift in like your, I don't know, your worldview or something. There's no like moment where you just become a whole different person. You just become an iteration of the person you were, just compounded. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember like as a kid, you would see all these adults and you're like, oh, like you like how they must be so brilliant, or like, yeah, they must know what's going on. And then now that you hit those ages, you're like, oh, we're the same age as them that we thought when we were kids. And then we're like, wait a minute, nothing really changed cognitively. Like, obviously I did change, but like the person you are didn't change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like my dad will always be the kid that grew up in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how, like, yeah, okay, you've been to Canada for like more years than you were in the Philippines, but you'll always have that like compounded foundation of being someone from the Philippines.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, that is literally every single human being, but we never think about it. Because as a kid, you're just like, oh, I'm just like living my life. It's just me. And that's an adult. And this is me. And then when you get to these ages, you're like, wait a minute, like technically nothing changes. Just like my worldview just got compounded. Like I already took the foundation of what I kind of know, and then I just added layers on top of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And but we like mystify it.
Yeah, we don't understand it at the time, especially when we're kids, right?
Right. And it's weird because you're like, because I saw this post like in Japan, there's like so many 100-year-old centenarians, I guess, or whatever you call them. They're like 100 years old now. And I was like, I bet you all those people are just like the same person that they were as a kid, but just like compounded life experiences. They're like, oh, I have more to draw from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, there's like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a you, and then there's like your layered experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even though I got better at jujitsu, I'm still me. But you just have layered experiences. Now you can draw from more sources. You know, like, oh, I went to like university. Okay, I can draw from that source. But like, it didn't like change me inherently.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
What is that though? It's like the infinite spark of you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's the definition of, like, when you ask, yeah,
Like the soul?
Yeah, what are you? Who are you? Right? Like, it comes down to that, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, right? But it's such a weird thing that nobody ever, like, thinks about, you know? Like, but, all right, we'll stay on this tangent, and then, like, I'll ask you another question, because it's kind of weird, too. So, like, have you ever, like, before you wake up, you can spend time in, like, lucid dreaming?
Okay. Yeah.
You've done that, right? Like, you're like, okay, the alarm goes off. You're like, oh, dude, I just need like 15 more minutes. And then you can like jump back into a dream and you know you're fully dreaming, but you're like, okay, I'm going to start like going through the palace of my mind type of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
You've done that, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure a lot of people have done that. They just don't like really think about it. Okay. So like, what one thing that I did was I was like, oh, my grandma's house. You remember like on Adams Park, like right in front of Adams
Oh yeah,
Park.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was like thinking about that, and then I was like, how many rooms were there? And then I was going through the house, and I was like, oh yeah, there was that room, that room, that room. And then I was like, oh, you spend time in the pool. And then all of a sudden, I started like getting hit with like memories of like Christmases, times we spent there, weekends. And I remembered like I was always like odd.
Mm-hmm.
Not odd, but like curious. Not odd, but curious. Always
Okay.
like, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? What if we do this? You know what I mean? And and then I was like, wait, but that's still me. And that's what really hit me. I was like, wait, we are literally just compounded people. I really think that people are just like, if we are fractals of one major like one consciousness, let's say, and like your mind only has so many iterations of itself, like happiness, sadness, curiosity, anger. You know what I mean? Like there's only so many emotions we can like express,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then one of those emotions takes hold, and then that becomes your personality,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on me on this, like you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. So like, okay, so with that, am I cutting out again? Like, remember like last week?
No, no.
All right, cool, cool. So with that, it's like, is that just every single human being? Are we all just like, like cemented, you know? And it's like you can't change anyone. They're just who they are, and then they're just gonna grow into that next thing. Like, let's say for me, it's curiosity, is like wonder. Like I'm always just like curious about things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then like another person is like their foundation is like safety. They always want safety. And
Mm-hmm.
then everything they do is from a place of safety. And then another person's like following the rules. And then everything they do is about following the rules. And then no matter how much I'm like, yo, you should like do this not the right way. You should move this way. And then they're like, no, but I'm like set in this following the rules way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I really believed prior that like people can change, but I'm like, probably they can't. Because like even looking at myself, I'm like, actually, I didn't change. You know?
Yeah, I think it's, as you said, it's compounded thing. So there could have been layers of your already or something that triggered the curiosity part, right? Or whatever
Yeah.
it is, even for me. So it's like, if that's what's continuously adding on to that layer, that's why it's not going to change, right? Because you've built that foundation.
Okay, right. Or, so okay, I love that you said that's like you, okay? Because I think we both share the same curiosity, but
Mm-hmm.
it's expressed in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I'm like you're always like, oh, what's that? But you're observing it,
Yeah.
right? Whereas I'm like, let me jump headfirst in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, oh, what's this about? You know, like I did the whole like jujitsu seminar this whole weekend, right? And
Right.
I was like, it's so funny. I was with these like really famous people in that field,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to like drop off the car because I borrowed it from my mom. And then like I dropped as I was going to Port Union. I was like, oh, we're here again. Like nothing matters. I'm my mother's son again. You know, I could be like, mom, I was with this jujitsu dude. She's like, oh, that's nice.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, you're like, the world is so vast that like you might think this person's cool, but your mom doesn't think they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And like, so that's my tendency to like jump right into something. But you also share the same curiosity. And then I was talking to Tara about like what turned for me because we were like friends, we were like cordial, you know, because we like worked together before.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like, she's probably just like, no offense, dumb. You know, I was like, oh, there's probably nothing there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like every other NPC I've ever met.
Sure.
And we were at this party, and then we were just talking about NPC talk. Not like we were talking about NPCs, but like it was just NPC talk. You know, like how's the weather? Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like we were around all these other people, and then she was like, she looked kind of bored. I was like, oh, do you want to like throw the ball around because it's
Mm-hmm.
more
Mm-hmm.
like engage. Like we don't have to talk. We just throw the ball back and forth, right? And then I asked her a question like, what conversation would not be boring for
Mm-hmm.
you? Because she's like obviously bored. And then she hit me with, "Where do you think we go when we die?" And I was like, "Ooh, I don't even know you that well, but you just dropped like and that's when I was like, "That's interesting."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, it's like, do we just seek out different people that are also into this wonder?
Yeah, I think maybe, yeah.
You
Sure.
know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's sort of like that. It's like, oh, I saw something. Let me keep going down this path.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same with you and me. It's like, oh, why are we Like why do we have this podcast? It's like we're both thinking about the same thing. But if you were like coming from a place of like safety and security, you're like, oh, these things don't matter. They're so dumb. Like we should just follow our 401k. We should, you know, what I mean, just like follow the mainstream narrative. And it's just like that's so rigid for me. I'm just like I can't deal with that. You know,
Sure.
because if that's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
life
yeah.
is, like for me, I'm just like if that's all life is, like kill yourself now, bro. Like we've already figured it out. 401k, kids, house, you're gonna die. Game over. You know? But I'm like, well, what else is in the game? What else is in the simulation? You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
But you feel the same way? Like you're like, well, what else is in the
Yeah, yeah,
simulation?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. So so that's my perspective. Like I think that people have a set like tendency and then it just gets fortified over time.
Hmm.
Okay. So now this brings my other thing up, which is how weird is too weird? No, hold on. How much information before you get weird?
For
Like,
I understand what you're trying to say. In my opinion, I don't think that anything's that it's too
thank,
weird.
I'm with you in this one, and I think that's what it is. I'm with you on this one. It's like it's not weird, just back it up with facts. Like that's it.
Hmm.
Like, and then we'll be like, oh, cool, that's interesting. I'll add it to my Rolodex of information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that's from like the wonder perspective.
Hmm.
Okay. So there were different people who were teaching the seminars this weekend. And there's only two that I was like, oh, these people are legit. And the reason, not even in the techniques they taught. So like when you do like jujitsu seminars, they like to like show you a cool technique. You're like, oh, this is crazy, right? And then the guys that showed that I was like, oh, this is really cool, is they didn't show you a technique, they showed you a concept. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, that's interesting. But it was a concept of like, here's control. And then not only did they show you how they control someone, they pressure tested it in real time. They said to their partner, like, and that's how I do it too. It's like when I'm showing a move, I'm like, can you move? Can you escape? Can you do something? You know what I mean? Can you defend this? And that's a lot of like the curiosity that we're talking about here, where it's like, it just show me the validity. I'm open to it. Like, you know, the
Hmm.
mothership that's supposed to come. It's like, I'm open to it, but you got to show me some validity, bro. You know?
Right. Yeah.
You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And I think that that's like, that's our version of wonder. But then there's like the two extreme where it's like, you'll just absorb anything, bro. You know? Or like
Hmm.
everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's true too. Yeah.
Like all right, so let's get in the mothership that's coming, like the 3i Atlas, right? And I
Hmm.
was like, all right, Jeremy Corbell told us all this is going to happen. The scientist is one scientist from Harvard. He's saying maybe if potentially everything's on the table. I was like, dude, if everything's on the table, what if it's like the hand of God resetting? You're like, oh, this sounds weird. It was like, nothing's off the table. It's like, okay, if nothing's off the table, anything could be on the table. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it's like, let's like filter things out of like what it could be. And then I sent you that video of that scientist, what the math, and then he was like explaining. Well, I sent you two videos of like one
I
dude
didn't
was
see the
calling him a
second
fraud.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
okay,
see the
okay.
second one.
So the second one came out yesterday, no, two
Hmm.
days ago, and basically it like more time had passed and more scientists weighed in. They're like, no, it's a comet, guys. Like, here are all the telltale signs of it being a comet. You know,
Hmm.
like at first it was like, oh, we don't really know what that thing is. It seems peculiar. And then all the scientists around the world pointed their telescopes at it, and then they did all the mathematics and did all their like sciencey things. And they're like, no, the consensus is it's a comet.
Hmm.
Okay. And they're
Yeah.
like, it's not going to hit Earth. It's just passing by. It's just a unique comet that we've never seen. It's
Hmm.
coming outside of our solar system. That's why it's unique, right? And then, like, the thing is, like, oh, how can we see three interstellar objects that we've never seen before coming from the, like, are they all alien probes that are like, maybe we've sparked something? No. The trick is they came up with a new telescope and they can see better now. And
Right.
that's why they're like, oh, there's three new objects we would have never seen before.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, guys, just look at the science, bro. Like, I'm open to it being a mothership, but like, let's look at the science.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like, that's the wonder that I think we both come from, where it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
healthy skepticism, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
my
no. Yeah, I think we
question,
were
yeah,
always into that. Yeah, like the whole starseed thing or whatever these things were. Like we know that there's no evidence to it, but it's an interesting story. Like we see the limitations of where. Okay, there's no evidence. But if you're saying something, I think, especially as a scientist, you got to come with evidence, right?
Facts. Facts. And then you know what's crazy? Like that scientist Avi Loeb, I was really into him because of the Oumuamua thing. But then like you dig deeper, it's like, oh, these are all blog posts. They weren't even like peer reviewed papers.
No.
Because all of his new peer reviewed papers get rejected because there's no science. And then instead of like adding more science to get them passed through, he just started to post them all as blog posts. So I'm like, are you a shill? Bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my theory with that one. If I get killed off of this one for putting the pieces together, you know why. This podcast. So it's like he's okay. We know that the Israeli attack. Remember, like the pager bombs,
The which bombs? Which bombs?
the pager bombs. Remember the October 6th or something, and like all the pagers exploded, and then like
Oh,
there's
pagers. I didn't
pager,
hear
yeah.
that word. Okay. Yeah.
So listening to the CIA dude who talked about it, he's like, it's the most brilliant plan ever because they created a whole marketing team. They sold the pagers, they put C4 in the pagers, and then when time came for them to like, okay, let's execute on this plan, they exploded the pagers, right? And then they were like, what else do the Israelis have going that we don't know about? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then with the Epstein files, what it sounds like now is he was like an intelligence agent for the Israeli government. That's what the consensus is coming out with. Like most people who are like looking into it, it's just like Israeli ties is like a lot of friendships. He had like the Israeli ambassador there back and forth. Why is he always recording like highly influential figures, stuff like that, right? And then now with this, and then he was also tied to Harvard, so we know that Harvard is compromised in some way because there's like a lot of money flowing into Harvard, but we don't know like you don't just give money. There's like money and then there's strings. You know what I mean? Like you're giving money, but like why'd you fund that program over this program?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Or like a professor that you're like, hey, if you want to keep being a professor and you want tenure, we can get you that, you know, as long as you promote this ideology. And he's like, oh, for sure. And we also know that Avi Loeb's like Israeli. And then we also know that he was talking to the Israeli Space Force person who talked about an intergalactic federation. So remember then that came out like, oh, Trump knows about the intergalactic federation. The Israelis know about it. We're a part of this like government thing. We've made a deal with them and we're operating on Mars. So like they asked Avi about that and he's like, yeah, I wouldn't discredit it. That person's like high up in the Israeli intelligence. And I'm like, okay, are you a spy? Or not a spy, but like an asset, an intelligence app. Like, why are you saying this to our media, freaking everyone out? You know, like IGN posted it, Hot 97 posted it. Like everyone's posting about this like mothership. And it's like, it came from one dude who had a blog post, but because he's from Harvard, you're all jumping on it.
Well,
See
yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean, even with the IGN thing, I clicked through their thing. It just goes to the scientists talking about how it's not a spaceship or whatever. It's just a way to people to click in, right?
Right. 1000%. But who read the article? You're the one person I know that really clicks through it and was like, oh, let me actually read this thing.
Sure,
I don't
of
think
course.
I know any, right? You know what I'm saying? I scrolled through it and I was like, not real. I mean, like not real, but like, oh, there's the headline. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
the
yeah.
headline. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then people are like spreading that information.
Yeah, of course.
The headline only. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was even caught by it. I sent Tara this like video of Vegas. The airports are empty, and then like she's like, "Did you read the first comment?" I'm like, "No," and then she's like, "It said like I was just at the airport. It was full. This was just a time of transit. Like there's turnover, so they filmed a specific part of the airport during turnover where there's nobody there. You know, and then
Right.
it's like I got psyoped there. You know what I mean? And it's like, but how many other people are being psyoped by all these things?
Sure.
And then maybe it's information overload because then you get everyone like not questioning. Because they're like, oh, it's just psyop. Oh, you're just crazy. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, maybe that's the trick.
Maybe.
Inundate people with confusing information that they don't even like pay attention to what's really going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what we'll all care about, like what's in the news. You see the Pedro Pascal thing?
No.
Okay, so like they're all like kind of making fun of him right now because he was claiming that because of his anxiety, he like likes to touch like physical sensation, like skin. So like his co-star was like touching him. They're like, "Oh my God, that's so sweet!" Like she's helping him through his anxiety. But then there's more videos that are kind of like a little too sensual, and you're like, "That's a little weird, a little weird." And
Mm-hmm.
then they went back throughout his whole catalog, and they were showing him like feeling up girls as like his explanation is like, "Oh, it's anxiety, so I'm just like gonna touch your face really quick or like grab your hair," you know? And it's like it's kind of weird. But like, why am I being fed that information?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what else is going on? Like, we're not talking about the raising prices of groceries. Like, why is not that the headline? You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Sure.
Well, but why is that not the headline? You know?
I feel like that those are the headlines if you watch normal news.
Right. But how? Okay. No, no, no. No, no. Right, right, right. But I think we're entering into a phase of internet supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yes, you're right if we watch the normal news, but how many people are watching the normal news outside of our generation and lower?
Sure, sure. No, no, I understand that. Yeah, we're in the internet world, right? So
That's what I'm saying. Like I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
watch the news. I don't have cable, so I'm like I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. So people just want things that people click on, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right. And then
yeah.
is that the trick? Is it like when nobody knew what was happening with ICE? When I was like, oh, do you see what happened with ICE? I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, this is the craziest thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're like literally, putting them in like cages, you know. And then it's like, why is that? Like, we can control the world by controlling the narrative, and each person has their own algorithm. And if you can control every single person's algorithm to the point that you don't need to feed them essential information, then they're kind of just locked in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like informationally locked in.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can control, like, is this enslavement? And not just the information, but like all right, stick with me on this one. It's kind of weird, but like if the prices go up and everyone is telling you have like 7 children, like that's the thing. It's like, oh, like you have big families. Elon Musk, Naval Harari, they're all like, just have big families. You guys are millionaires, multi-million billionaires, right? So it's like, let's say I have like 7 children. Now I'm like indebted so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like financial enslavement,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? And then you also enslave them through their minds by algorithms that are uniquely tailored to provide hedonic value.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So then it's like, are you just trapped in the matrix? Is
Mm-hmm.
that the matrix?
Yeah.
Debt enslavement
Right.
and information enslavement.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the world we're about to embark on?
We're already in.
Or we're already in? No, no, no. I know, dude. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's freaky, right? And you're just
Yeah.
like,
And they were
okay,
all
okay,
there
okay.
at the inauguration for Trump, right?
Thank you. And nobody thought that was crazy. Nobody thought that was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, okay, so now let's think about this. When does it go from too much information makes you crazy? Because like, one thing that Tara's saying is like, I've noticed this, and like, shout out to all my cousins who like do this to me because it's like funny, I guess. But like, when I go on these tangents, they're like, oh, he's crazy. They just kind of
Mm-hmm.
give me the energy of he's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, guys, just like look at the facts. I'm not trying to say like I was trying to show you guys the truth, but then it's like Tara mentioned this. She's like, I think you're just triggering because
Mm-hmm.
like it's such a powerful, no, it's such a painful thing you're saying, but you're like, hey guys, look how painful this is, and they're like, nah, dude, I don't want to look at the pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is. I think that that's what the whole, like, nobody wants to look at the pain. But how do you grow without looking at the pain? If you don't look at the problem.
Right. Sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I think there's sometimes it's coming at it with too much, or there's
Mm-mm.
a.
Even a little bit. Even if I'm just like, you guys see the UFO video? Oh, talking about UFOs again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, just like motivate yourselves. Figure out what you like to do. Let's go do that. Oh, look at him trying to be motivational. You're like, mother, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like any little bit of like
But that's
and
their
lying to you.
foundational experience of you, right?
And that's what I'm saying. Thank you. You made it go full circle because that's what I realized. I'm like, oh, I'm just that person. I'm that person like talking that crap, bro. And then it's like, but I'm not like saying we have an alien base on Mars. Like, show me the proof. That's all it
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
But like, I'm showing you that there are proofs out there that are real,
Hmm.
but you don't want to look at it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it freaked me out like a couple days ago because I was like, are we not me? Because I'm aware of it. Are we mostly running towards a cliff? Like,
As
is
a
everyone
society.
sprinting as a society, as like familially? Like I think it was like the last podcast I had said to you, I was like, oh, I just want to spend time with my family and like, love,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, whatever. Right? It's great. No, no, for sure. But I realized that like it was great because I was eating the blue pill. I saw this meme where it's like when you eat the blue pill and he's having a party, and then when you eat the red pill and then he's like outside of the party, like sad. And I'm like, that's literally it though. It's like we realize we're just fooling ourselves here.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like maybe Cypher was right. He is right. Like you just got to jump back in like the Matrix because it's like it's more fun, but like realize that that's enslavement, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I
Just
think he
realize
did
you're being
realize
enslaved.
that. Yeah, he knew that.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
think most people would prefer to be Cypher. I think that's why they created that character
Hmm.
where he's like, I just want to jump back in, bro. Just plug me back in.
Yeah. I mean, you're only whatever you can control, right? So these are big things that you're talking about that we are not in control of.
Right, 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 right. But what I'm saying is like you can make a smarter decision based off of those things. So
Oh yeah,
like if
yeah,
I
yeah,
know, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Hmm.
if I know about debt enslavement, maybe I don't like sink all of my money into something that will not give me enough money back.
Hmm.
Or like maybe I invest it in this thing over this thing, or maybe I don't know, like my lifestyle. Like I was never really inclined. It's funny, my I was never really inclined to have a child, probably because like I grew up with it. But then my one cousin was like, just give it till you're like, I think he said 30, and I'd passed that, and I was like, I don't feel it still. He's like, when I turned 30, I just feel like it was like a light switch. I just needed to have a child, and I was like, really? And I was waiting for it. I'm like, oh, are you gonna feel it? Are you gonna feel it? I never felt it, and I was like, but maybe it's because if you look at what that guy's doing now, life ain't so great. So you're like, maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. It's like Naval Harari said that if you have a terrible life, just have a child. Instantly, it gives you meaning.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I gotta protect this thing. I gotta like take care of it. It's gonna be better
Hmm.
than me.
Hmm. Maybe that's why
Wait.
he
Why?
needed
Why?
meaning. He needed meaning.
My cousin? The
I.
one, not this current one. Like not this one. I mean, like I don't really speak to this cousin anymore. So like, no shade to any of you guys I speak to. It's like it's the one that I don't speak to
No,
anymore.
no.
So
What I'm
like
saying is like you hit 30, you needed meaning in your life.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, no, I'm still searching for meaning, bro. Like I kind of figured out my meaning. So it's
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
I filled the void. Whereas like a lot of people like have a void and then they're like, I'm just going to fill it with the thing that people tell me to get.
Hmm.
It's almost like it's like this. No, you know what it is? When we were in university, and I learned this and I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, why didn't anybody know this? I think I've said this on the podcast before, but the whole narrative of go to school, get a job, buy a car, buy a house, get a family, do it all over again. That was created by the financial institutions to sell insurance. No,
Hmm.
like literally, it was in our textbooks, and I was like, what? So like, if that isn't real, then what is real?
Hmm.
Nothing. You create your own story, bro. Like, if you want to do that, you could do that. If you don't want to do that, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so we're living in a world of make believe. That's why I keep saying marketing matters because it's like you just market whatever you want, bro. Like,
Hmm.
I can find you an old surfer who's living on the beach, loving his life, eating coconuts and surfing all day. I can find that human being for you now with the internet. I can also find you the one that's like in a high paying financial job and has a house, a mansion with like four cars and you know what I mean? Like all these different ways of living, you can find it.
Hmm.
So it's like, which one do you should pick, bro? Like, which one do you want to follow?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like, why don't we want? Why don't you want that freedom? Why don't you want that truth? You know, what I mean? Like that's like the
Sure.
ultimate free. Like you're like, oh, this is the ultimate superpower, guys. You just
Hmm.
create your own
Hmm.
meaning, and then everyone's like, no, that's not real. Let me go do this, or maybe it's like the gravity of that because you're like, wait, I have to decide. Wait, I can't just do what my parents told me to do. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
What do you think? Like,
It's possible. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I think there's the one thing, because the majority of the world is religious. They believe
hmm,
in the next life to be the better life.
yeah, maybe maybe that's it though. That's like that's the ultimate enslavement. It's
Hmm.
like, all right, financial enslavement. Damn, we didn't get them there. All right, cool, cool, cool. What about the informational enslavement? Oh, damn, we didn't get them there. Okay, but religion. There you go. You're trying to get them all on all prongs of enslavement.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh well, do good because you're gonna go to hell if you don't.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I think it's more like do good or else you're gonna feel like trash if you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
immediate than
Hmm.
like why I won't have my physical body in the next life,
Hmm.
right? Like physical bodies are tethered to this life, right? Like when you die, like you don't take your body with you.
Sure.
So how could you feel pain?
Hmm.
There's no physical sensation of pain.
Right. Yeah.
Like, yeah, pain is literally a physical sensation. So then, like, what is hell? Like, what do you mean hell? I'm gonna burn forever?
Hmm.
What is burning when you don't have a body? You know what I'm saying? It's like it just logically doesn't.
Yeah. Oh.
Did I cut out there?
Yeah. You cut out there.
Okay. So it just logically doesn't make sense that you would burn for eternity if you don't have a physical body.
Hmm.
So then, but why can't people like understand that?
They're not thinking that hard enough.
That's the thing. It's like they're not thinking that hard. The exact thing you said, they're not thinking that hard. It's like, why? Probably because the blue pill's much nicer. Like it sucks in the Matrix, guys. Outside of the Matrix, it really does. 'Cause you're like, damn, I got to make choices.
Hmm.
Yeah,
True.
I don't know. You think it's like, you think it's too heady. You think it's like, I don't know. You think it's crazy, like the things I'm saying,
No, I
right?
think
Like
people.
it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all,
I think people should just understand that you have choices.
but like, what is real choice? Like if people are like, okay, I'm choosing this job, and you feel like you have choice, or like, or no, no, here's a better question. How many people are making choices that they think are their choices, but are actually based off of the choices of someone else? Your parents, hey, you should
Hmm.
become a doctor. I chose to be a doctor. No, they told you to be a doctor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's a lot of situations like that. Yeah.
You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, but I think that's the thing. It's the falsehood of it all.
yeah. Hmm.
Like we are being deluded into thinking we're more powerful than we are, when in reality we're even more powerful than that, but we haven't woken up to our true power, which is just literally choice.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like we
yeah.
think that we're making that choice. Like I want to be a doctor. Like I chose that. No, no, your parents told you to become the doctor.
Hmm.
But like I've always wanted to be this. That's your real power right there. I've always wanted to be this.
Yeah.
And then how many people are just like stuck living out like falsities because they couldn't amount to the thing that they wanted to become?
Hmm.
Yeah. I think money's where I think that's where everything gets you locked in. Like let's say you like, oh, I want to become this. I want to become a painter, right? You're like, oh, you got to pay your bills. Like I feel like that's the ultimate
Hmm.
chain. Like you think so?
In some ways, depending on individual scenario, it could be. Yeah.
Like, you mean if you come from like a really rich family?
No, no. Because you could have a painting business. Just you have
That's,
to.
hey, thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Right. And it's like, did you really want that?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you like the idea of that, but you didn't really want that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I want to be a painter. Okay, well, here are the options for being a painter.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
my own example, because like it's the easiest one. That's like this is not hypothetical. Like, I literally did this. So like, I've always been into like designing stuff. Remember, I
Mm-hmm.
had like bands, and then I'd make like little websites for it, and like back in the day, I'd like make little Friendster accounts, MySpace accounts, and it's always just like I didn't know it was called branding, but it's just really like presenting something to look
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, do you want to be an artist? Do you want to be like and you know what I mean? And it's just like, no, that's marketing, but you can make money doing your art.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a marketer now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the mechanism is the exact same. I'm creating things that people think look cool, but I'm doing it for a company.
Mm. Yeah.
So I'm still doing the thing that I've always wanted to do. Whereas like a lot of people are like, that's too hard. I'm going to give up. Or like the deck was stacked against me, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so many things that your excuses,
Sure. Yeah.
you know? And it's like you can find a way to do the thing you want to do, just like you have to find the way.
Yeah.
But how bad did you want it? Because
That's
like
the. That's
does
the.
it
Yeah. That's the main thing.
right. And then
Yeah.
it's like and then it feels like a cop out to just be like the whole meaning and purpose thing. If you can't become that thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my cousin. I'm just going back to my cousin that I don't speak to anymore. So like, because this is so obvious. So like, they always loved playing video games, loved it, right? Obsessed. And then it's like now there's a way to make money off of video games, but then in his situation, they were like, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything. You should stop playing video games, whatever." So he's like, "Oh, fine." And then he just got the kid, and he's like, "Yeah, see, I told you, like, you'll get this burning desire to have a kid." And it's like, no, it just gave you you switched out meaning and purpose for this new thing. Like, you've always wanted to do this, but everyone told you it was impossible, so you just like swapped it out for the child,
Mm-hmm.
and that's your new meaning and purpose. You know what I'm saying? And they're like so unhappy doing the job, but they're like, "But I'm doing it for the kid."
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like a pseudo meaning and purpose.
Right.
But but now that dude, if you bring him on like an ayahuasca trip, they're gonna realize it's like, oh my, life is crazy, and then they're
Right.
gonna come home like divorce everyone, and then you're like, oh dude, what happened? Like that's why I'm like, unless you're really settled in who you are, probably don't do like a psychedelic, because even like weed,
Mm-hmm.
like if you go too deep, you're gonna realize things, and you're like, oh dude, I can't unrealize that,
Sure.
or you bury it. But like maybe that's our whole society.
Mm-hmm.
You think so? You think like our whole society is living this like fabrication, or most of society?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the numbers on that. Maybe.
In your experience, like because you can tell you're like, that person's unhappy,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'd say maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if this is like our small group, like how many other people are doing that?
Right.
And then how like extrapolate it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then like also think about the people that would do anything for money.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're like, okay, money is my only safety and like we're talking about personality types that got compounded over time. Let's say you want safety and security, right? Because you grew up in a situation where like you had no money growing up. So to you, money meant everything. Okay.
Right.
And then it comes time to like make a decision. Either make this money for doing a weird thing, or don't make this money and then be stuck in your like fear state
Mm-hmm.
of like, I'll never have money. Like, do you think there's a lot of people like that?
Running off, yeah, not having money, yeah,
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 right. Like,
yeah.
and then they're seeking money. They'll do anything for money because
Oh yeah, yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah. Right.
Okay, all right. Keep following me on this one. So let's say you debt enslave a parent, and their child is growing up in a fear state where they're just like, we never had money, so like I had to work super hard to make money, and I'll do anything for money because money is what makes you safe and secure.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me?
Yeah.
Which is our situation now,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then like because of rising prices, it costs a lot to like raise kids, and then like you impart that fear onto that kid, and then the people with the money are just like, hey, you can have this job, you just gotta let me diddy you,
Mm-hmm.
gotta let me Epstein you, and then that's how we get to where we are. Well, the Diddies and the Epsteins, it's like these powerful people pulling the strings with money because you are controlled by money.
Sure. Yeah.
Let me get your take on this one. Let me get your take on this one. You know the Harvey Weinstein thing?
Mm-hmm.
This is like so bad. Like, obviously, those people were received a terrible injustice and like they were coerced into their situation. Okay, let's be nice here. All I'm saying is, if somebody was like, "Hey, Vish, I'll give you a promotion. You just gotta do this for me,"
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "That's a little weird, bro.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
do it?"
That's now comes down to your integrity.
Thank, thank you, integrity. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Because
Like,
some people
remember
didn't
when?
do it, and then yeah, I think I remember. I forgot her name, Amanda something. Yeah, because I used to see her.
Don't say Amanda Bynes, bro.
No, no, no,
Amanda
no,
Bynes
no,
went.
no, no,
Okay,
no. I don't think it was her.
she's going wild right now.
I'm not even sure if it's Amanda, but anyways, like you stop seeing her on TV or shows or whatever. But that's kind of what
Okay.
happened. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there's something else that came out recently. They're like they blackballed me because I wouldn't kiss another woman in my contract. I saw that on like social media, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, cool. Stick to your integrity, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, but if you're running off of it, all I'm saying is, if I was in your situation, if I grew up like in a fear state, I can 100% understand why you chose that. I'm just saying you're operating out of a fear state.
Yeah.
Bro, you couldn't have just like gone back to school. Like, there's so many other jobs out there that you could have
Mm-hmm.
done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they coerced me into doing it. I'm like, no, your integrity kind of lacked there. But I understand it because you need the money. Like, not you
Sure.
want the money. You don't need the money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's tons of jobs out there that don't make that much money
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that you could have done. Like, that's not the only way forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But they
Right.
wouldn't put me in this movie if I didn't blah blah blah. Right? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So like, thinking about that, it's like that's how you create those kinds of people, though. If you start them off with a fear state foundation, and then everything in their life becomes like a compounded effect of trying to fill that fear with like money, then it comes time to it's like, oh, you want to be broke? You'll never work in Hollywood again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all I ever wanted. And you're like, okay. See what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like, and honestly, this is why I like rappers, bro. This is why I like rappers because they came like drug dealing rappers because they came out of like impoverished situations, like the Clips. You know them, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. 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 Right.
Okay, so these people. The reason why I like listening to them is because like they didn't compromise. They're like, if this music thing doesn't work out, I'm just gonna go back to selling.
Mm-hmm.
I already had like I know what it's like to be poor, have food stamps, gotta sell like crack on the streets. You know what I mean? Like the Clips were like selling literal coke. Like people make fun of them as coke rappers. But
Mm-hmm.
like they knew that they wouldn't compromise. And even in their like they okay, so here's one thing that the Clips did. Their Kendrick Lamar was featured on their album. They're
Mm-hmm.
friends with Kendrick Lamar, okay? And their major label set was also signed to Drake, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta cut Kendrick's verse out." Why? Because we have a little scuffle with Drake and Kendrick. We can't get into that. So you know what the Clips did? They bought out their contract. They're like, how much money do we owe you? Here's your money. All right, cool. We're going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Yeah.
integrity.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They didn't cut out Kendrick's verse, but how many people cut out Kendrick's verse?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stay with this label, bro. Label's giving
Sure.
me money because they came from the streets. They're like, I'll go back to selling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Kendrick's verse. See what I mean? So it's like those are the people I idealize.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, you like drug dealers? Like, no, I'm saying like that integrity piece. What you
Yeah.
said, integrity.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people don't have integrity.
Possible. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, and I guess you like technically you don't know who you're gonna be until like that situation arises.
Sure.
But like realize that this is a real thing
Mm-hmm.
that will happen to you. You know what I mean? And it's like, why don't we operate out of this? Because of the fear state.
Yeah.
Because of how people like started out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, with that extrapolation, like looking forward, if you create debt enslaved children who will do anything for money, are you just creating control system in the future? Like, are we gonna have a world full of like the rich elite pulling the strings on like
Well, that's what they're
everyone?
trying to do. Yeah. Of course.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. And then when they talk about this one world government, you're like, oh, you're crazy with this one world government. Right. I totally agree with you. But let's just look at the steps that are being taken right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
nobody's looking. Most people I know are not looking at the ramifications of the next step. They're just doing the step that they were told that they think they should do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling you that that was their decision, but it's like, no, dude, that was someone else's decision.
Right.
Yeah. I have a crazy story to tell you off air. I'll tell you at the end. All right, let's switch it up. Now it's so negative. All right, you want to talk about Mick West? You know,
Make
debunking
West.
some aliens. Yeah, you showed me that after the podcast, and I was like, oh, thank you for showing the
Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah. It seems like, well, I mean, I didn't hear about him till just recently, but I guess he's been doing it for some time. But there's people on the other side that's trying to like show a different story, or give some explanations to certain things.
Yeah, you showed me the corridor crew thing at the end. I posted it after with the racetrack UFOs, and then it was like being Starlink satellites.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing. It's like there are a lot of unknown flying objects, but like you can identify what they are.
But it makes sense though. Like you wouldn't think of satellites doing that. It's just not. It's not like in our normal understanding, right?
Yeah,
So if it's not in our normal understanding, what is normal understanding is UFOs,
yes,
right?
yes.
So you're gonna go to those
Yes.
conclusions because that's what we understand that it could be. We don't think a way that the satellite is shining off the sun that's what's making that weird look.
Like the glare is like
The glare, yeah.
hitting you over and over in a specific way, and then you think it's like a UFO sky. But
Right.
It's like no, it's literally just like a glare off of satellites,
Yeah.
or like the transformer that exploded, and then you see like the smoke ring, and they're like, oh my god, it's like UFO, and it's like no, dude, it's just a transformer that exploded.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the thing. It's like I think it's healthy that we're interested in this, but it's also at the same time we're like, but if you just show me a better piece of information, I'm gonna take that information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm not married to the idea of it.
Right.
Oh, it has to be UFOs. No, you're lying to me. Like, dude, no. Like, look at Transformer. I'm gonna show you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I think the corridor crew people and like these debunkers, as long as it's not like a hateful debunking, you know what I mean? Like Mick West and corridor crew when they debunk UFO stuff, it's like it comes from like a logical space, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Versus being like, you're wrong. Like okay. If the debunking of the mothership that's coming, quote unquote, is was based off of Avi Loeb's reputation, I wouldn't believe it. If they're just like, he's a charlatan, he's a fraud, blah, 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 I'd be like, no, dude, you gotta show me the evidence. But the fact that they talked about other telescopes, you know,
In
shining
other
in
scientists' perspective. Of
yeah,
it.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't even based off him being a fraud. It was just based off of like, no, this is our research, and we're all agreeing on our own research.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh yeah, that's peer reviewed, you know?
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of debunking I like
Hmm.
scientific debunking, not like hearsay debunking, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
When they because this is the one that Jeremy Corbell posted. He's like, it's a new one. It's a dish-shaped UFO, and then they're like, oh, it's actually just a balloon. Like could be a Chinese spy balloon.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could be. Right. That's what they're also saying. It could be like you can't be like 100%.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You
But
can be
like
like
it,
this 80% possible it's this. So.
right, and but it's better than being like you get the difference. Like, oh, Jeremy
Yes.
Corbell knows nothing. It's like, okay, stop attacking his credibility. Let's look at the like
Hmm.
hard mathematics behind it.
Hmm.
Dude, you know, one thing really crazy that I heard about, I was like, this actually makes way more sense than other. This is kind of related to UFOs, but I was listening to a DMT dude um, talk on this podcast. He's been making the rounds, and one thing he said is if there was NHI, non-human intelligence, interacting with our world, they wouldn't be talking to us through like interactions. They'd be talking to us through our thoughts and our minds because it's an easier way, right? And then one thing that he was saying is that we are always searching outward, right? Like Elon Musk is always like let's go out into space, let's colonize space, right? But like nobody's talking about like the fact that there's infinite space the smaller you go.
Hmm.
And one thing that he was saying is like, is there a future technology that lets us shrink? And it made me think of like Ant-Man when he went smaller and smaller and then went into like the cellular world. And I'm like, is there a world in there that we're
Hmm.
not even like realizing? You know, we think that our world is like where it's at.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see you, whatever, whatever. But like, there's like tardigrades.
Hmm.
You heard of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
tardigrades?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, those like microscopic things that can like survive space,
Hmm.
right? So like on a smaller level, is there a whole world we're not even seeing? But we know about that through bacteria and stuff, right? But like,
Yeah.
what's their world like?
Correct. Yeah. It's a whole different world. Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't we look smaller? Why are we so focused on looking externally? Let's like zoom smaller and smaller.
I don't think that they're not doing that. What? How else
But
would we
you're,
know about tardigrades and things like that? He's only talking about a person that's very vocal, which is going to be like Elon
true,
Musk
true,
and
that's fair.
stuff, right?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I just didn't. I never thought of it like that before. Where it's like, why don't we just start like exploring the smaller cellular space? Like, can we shrink ourselves? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm just saying, it's like, what kind of world could we?
Sometimes
You know?
looking out again, it's all about. I think that any way that we get more information is always better. So maybe going to Mars, we learn more. There's more things that we're going to understand because we've only been on this planet, right? So if we go to Mars, what is it like? What is the science could
How their
change on certain
bodies held up?
things,
Yeah,
how our body
definitely.
works, things like that. These things could add to the knowledge of like how, uh, like maybe when we shrink or something, like what does that do to our bodies, right? Things like that. So,
Mm. Yeah, yeah, true, true, true.
right. I don't think that there's only. I don't think that people are just doing one thing. I just don't think that's the case. It's
Yeah,
just
he's just the most vocal.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just the
true.
most
That's fair.
vocal.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's true. I didn't even think about it like that because he was talking about Elon Musk. I'm like, you're right, but what about the? That's the thing. Did you? Was that the thing you watched where SETI or something for Avi Loeb? He was talking about alien life, and then they're talking like SETI Foundation or something.
Okay, I
The
think that
girl
sounds
who
familiar. Mm-hmm.
it was in that video I saw you where he's a fraud, but basically there's a whole organization that's actually dedicated to looking for ET life. And
Mm-hmm.
like Avi Loeb made an appearance at their thing, and they were kind of like, they're all poo-pooing him because they're like, dude, this is our job. This is our little job, and you're just
Right,
like
right, right.
writing blog posts. So you're kind of undermining our work because we're
Mm-hmm.
doing
Mm-hmm.
it peer review, trying to prove that there's life on other planets.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just saying like a blog post about like a mothership, and it's like, dog, like no, we're literally trying, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like people like that. You don't know who else is out there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um. Or how long we got? Where are we at?
It's 53 minutes.
All right, cool, cool. I want to ask you about AI because have you noticed this as well? And I'm just like, where does the copyright stand on this? Mark Carney, the prime minister, was selling a product for what was it? It's like time management. It was a time management tool that came up on YouTube, and he was talking about it, trying to sell it, and I was like, this has got to be AI.
I don't think you can sell anything. I don't think you can do other like businesses like that.
No, it was literally it was an ad that came up. I wish I had like clicked it or like something, but like it was Mark Carney being like, the reason why I'm so productive is I use this blah blah blah
No,
tool, and I was like,
I don't think it's a.
that's weird. No, no, it literally looked just like him, and then
No, no,
I
no,
got
no.
another ad.
I know, I
No, no, it's not
searched.
AI. No, no, I'm saying it's AI. No, I'm saying it's
Oh,
AI.
it's AI. Okay, okay.
No, 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 obviously, no, no. What I'm saying is, where does the AI copyright start? Because
Okay, okay, okay.
it was him, bro. But they're using
Right,
AI
right,
to
right, right.
generate as him. They're
Yeah.
using him as like the spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like an ad on the side, and then it was like the thing Mark Carney didn't want you to know, and it was Mark Carney in handcuffs going to jail. And I'm like, what? You can just do this? And then Tara, like it happened to her too. So and they've been DMing her, like she's starting to blow up on social media and stuff. And then a company took her video and then
Mm.
added a video at the end of it selling a product. And then people
Mm.
have been DMing Tara being like, hey, they're using your video to sell this ad,
Right.
this product. And then
Yeah.
she like reached out to them and like, but they didn't respond. Obviously, they're not going to respond. But like, where's the copyright like control now? Because like I saw Mark Carney in these two things, and then they stole Tara's thing. It's just like,
So you have to see, I guess, the guidelines within wherever you post these videos.
oh, okay, okay, cool. So
Because it could be like, if it's like Instagram, I don't know what their guidelines are on who owns those videos.
Instagram owns it. If you
Right.
post on Instagram,
So
Instagram
then
owns it.
if Instagram is selling it or other things about it, I don't know how they're doing it.
Mm.
That's the issue.
Yeah, 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 totally. That a lot of photographers, like there's a guy Chase Jarvis. He would never post on Instagram because Instagram said that they would own any photos.
Mm-hmm.
So like if he posted an image, they could literally just take it and just promote something with it.
Yeah. It's like what other companies did with it, like Apple with the 30%, right? Amazon doesn't want to sell any memberships through Apple because they have to pay Apple 30%. So you have to go to Amazon's website to do it.
Right, 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 right.
So this is the thing. If you're using their platform, it's all in their terms of conditions.
Yeah, 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 totally. But I'm just wondering, like, when. Oh, I saw. Okay, here's another example. I saw this video of Khabib, and I saw Joe Rogan fell for it. So I saw this video of Khabib being like, "I'm the real #1 champion. I'm gonna come back and fight." It was like an Instagram live, and I was
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm,
I swear he said that he would never fight again because he promised his mom. And then I was watching the video over and over. I'm like, oh, there's a jitter.
mm-hmm,
I'm like,
mm-hmm.
oh wait, this is AI. And then I was seeing the comments like AI, AI, AI. And then Joe Rogan saw the headline. He fell for the same video. He thought Khabib was coming back. It's like, no, it's an AI video. And it's like, dude, are we entering in this realm where like I won't even know if it's you anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we have so much footage of ourselves online
That's
that
true.
it's like, right? They're just gonna like make us say something like, we endorse this, buy this
Mm-hmm,
thing, and it's
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, this is where I think.
Right? You're like, bro, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is where governments have to get involved because I think they are talking about these sort of things. What kind of
Yeah.
rules can be done? Because if AI, I mean, they were doing that even with what was that? The strike, the actors' strike stuff to
Mm, yeah, yeah.
get some AI wording into their contracts now to not
Mm.
to protect their images and not use it in with AI or something
Yeah.
like that.
You know Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas?
Mm-hmm.
This was maybe like 3 years ago. He was already talking about these. He's like, every human being needs the right to own their own likeness. I was like, what's he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, wait till you see AI, the advancements we've made. Because he's in the tech space, right? Like
Yeah.
Will I Am is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
tech
yeah.
investor. Didn't even know this. But like like that's why he made the FYAI.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that in the future, we're all going to need to we have to figure a way to copyright all of our own likenesses because it can all be copied now. And I was like, what are you saying? And then seeing Khabib, I was like, oh, dude, this is like seeing Mark Carney selling me like, uh,
Yeah,
what?
whatever it is.
And then
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
what, bro? What?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Wild West right now, and you're just like,
That's kind of weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
early internet was something like that till some rules got in. It's the same thing I think going to be happening with AI till we
And
figure
and
out
how are
those things. Yeah.
and how are we going to like say that it's AI? I know right now it's like tag this thing as AI if you want, and it's like yeah, that's probably like the CAPTCHA thing where it's learning. You know, CAPTCHA, the reason
Yeah,
why
yeah,
they
yeah.
ask you, no, but like
Mm-hmm.
that software, and then they can use it to like read handwriting now. So when you deposit a check into a bank,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why it's so good at reading the check information if you wrote it out is because of CAPTCHA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
like something like that. Maybe it's like if we all start tagging AI videos, then like the software is gonna learn what goes into an AI
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe I don't know, but it's kind of freaky when I saw those two things.
He cut out there.
Oh, um, maybe it's because I keep touching this thing. Um, I was like, it's pretty weird to see that this is where we're going with it, and it's just like, how do we, how do we solve for this
Mm-hmm.
and protect ourselves in the future from scams?
Yeah, even like AI images, things that it gets it from. There's some controversy about that too because it's stealing other people's art, right? In some ways.
Oh yeah, true, true, yeah, yeah.
So there's those questions as well.
Yeah, it's tough, tough times. Maybe art will just be, honestly, everything I'm seeing is just like, we just need to make everything free, bro. If you have free, if it's just like, no, because then it becomes, no, it's like, yeah, I made that. Okay, cool, you made that. Do
Right.
you want the clout for making it or do you want money for making that? Because everything's free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if we took away money, then it's like, it wouldn't really matter if you copyrighted that thing. Nobody would care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, that's my photo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to get paid? Because there's no such thing as money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Money seems to be like a big root of where all the problems lie
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Another thing that I thought was pretty interesting. You know, like quantum computing, how everybody's. I think the tech companies figured out a way to solve for quantum computing hacking
Solve
and
for that.
solve
Okay.
for it. Solve for
Okay.
it. Because you know everyone's like, oh, encryption. There's no way. You know, like no password will be too strong,
Mm-hmm. Right.
right? So, um, I noticed Google because I use like Google Workspaces a lot, like professionally and personally and stuff. And then I noticed that they introduced two-factor authentication as a mandatory thing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the solve. Because people were like, "Oh, why do I keep having to input two-factor authentication?" I'm like, "Yeah, because then passwords won't matter because it'll go to your phone. You can't quantum AI hack that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's like you'll try and sign into something, and then it'll go to your phone, being like, "Did you try and sign in?" And then you have to enter the code.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how could you possibly, or not even enter the code? You just like say yes on your.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think that's how passwords will work in the future. I don't think passwords will
Well,
work
I think
from like.
two-factor authentication isn't new though,
Is it
right?
new? No, it's not new. No, it's not new. It's an old it's an old manual method
Mm-hmm.
that slows down your process. It's almost like how do you beat technology? Do the most simplest thing without technology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like two, like you said, two factors not old. It's like yeah, it's not old, but it's like that's the best solve for something. It's like no matter what password you enter, it'll figure it out, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like cool story because you need my phone in order to log in anyways, and you can't have my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
what do you think? I just threw that out there as like a hypothesis. I was like, I think that's why they're doing it because I was trying to explain to someone.
I don't know why. No, I get the two-factor thing for many different reasons. I don't know if that's necessarily going to equate to the quantum solution. I'm not sure.
No, but just thinking about it logically, it's like people are like, no matter how hard the password is,
No, I'm not saying that
let's
it's
figure
not.
it
I'm not
out.
saying it's not true. I'm just saying I don't know, like, how are they just talking about quantum can only do one password can it not do spoofing of phones to get these things, or
But I think that's another thing, though. I think that's another like.
or it's like whatever code they're sending, can it figure that out code? I don't know.
No, no. All right. I've noticed that sometimes it's not even a code anymore.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's like, um, yeah. Sometimes it's not even a code. Sometimes it's okay. Wait, here, I'll explain one version of two factor and then another version of two factor that I've encountered. So the first version is you click generate code, and then I pick which of those codes that I enter into the thing.
Hmm.
So like, how could you quantum compute for that? That makes no sense. Because I'm picking which one I want to come up.
Right.
Maybe you could, I don't know, but it seems very impossible. And then the next one is like I just say yes, let me in. So like if I'm trying to sign into like Instagram on this one, like on
Yeah.
my desktop, trying to sign in Instagram, I open up my Instagram app
Yeah.
and I say
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
So it's like how there's no code. How do you quantum compute
Hmm.
crack that?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's almost like you're going through a manual method in order to
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
solve.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the future. I think that's how it's going to work in the future.
Yeah, I mean, these things came about not necessarily because of quantum. It came about because of
Hackers.
for hackers,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
literally, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. It's like the simplest solution is the solve.
Hmm.
You know, everyone's like racking their brain. How are you gonna solve this? All right, just ask them to authenticate on a different device.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. But then it's like, how locked are, how locked in are we to, um, like you can't live off grid is what I'm trying to say. Is like, because like, okay, you want to get into your bank account, right? Now, even my bank account's like sending a code to my thing, and then I have to put in the code.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I want to live off grid. You can't have a bank account then,
Yeah, you can.
because they're gonna
Yeah.
be, because they'll be like, where's your phone number?
No, no, no. I think if you're
Where's
living
your
off grid,
email?
you can't even have a bank account. That's not living off the grid.
Oh, true, true, true. Yeah, you're right.
That's having
Yeah,
actual
no,
cash under your
yeah,
bed.
true, true,
That's
true, true,
actually the way it is.
true.
But
You know
then
what's
if
really
but then if
interesting?
no one
Yeah,
takes cash anymore,
yeah.
then
Then you're screwed.
then you're not.
Although I heard this before. I was like, and then made me think like, should I keep like $500 cash on hand somewhere in the house? Because like, if the internet goes down, like remember when
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
it happened.
phone service went down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. So they're like people couldn't buy things because they
It,
didn't have cash. And I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's kind of smart.
Yeah, it's a good way to. It's just what do you call it? Yeah, a safety fund or
In
whatever it
case of
is. In
emergency.
case of
Sort
emergency
of thing.
fund. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then you're like so tempted to spend that $500. You're like, there's $500 right there, bro. You know what I mean? You're kind of like, yeah.
Right.
But it's like maybe we do need these like non-technological safeguards, just like the two-factor thing. It's like always keep cash on hand,
Hmm.
you know, because like we are so dependent on the grid,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird like to see how ingrained we are
Hmm.
into technology. Like it's impossible to escape now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One really interesting thing is like now that the Philippines is getting more technologically advanced, my cousin last time I was there, he was telling me how um, the big thing right now is phone scams because people are starting to move towards like telephone banking
Hmm.
because like now they have the infrastructure for it, like internet, everyone has a cell phone, and people are falling for um, like calling in and being like, you have to wire me this money for X reason because they've never heard of like phishing scams before.
Yeah, they're not because it's more happening on this side.
Yeah,
Now it's now
exactly.
as they
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
in their technology, it's going to be happening to them. So these are some things that they have to learn too.
yeah, yeah. Totally, totally. There was this one time that my dad got this phone call and it's like, oh, we have an issue with your phone. Call this number. And then I remember I was like still living there, so like came home and my dad was on the phone. He's like, yeah, I've been on the phone for like 3 hours. I'm like, what are you waiting for? Yeah, they told me I had to like pay something. And I'm like, did you call a number? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh damn, they're probably charging you for every minute that you're on the phone
Hmm.
for this. Like you know what I mean? It's like call this number
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
pay for every
Right.
minute they're on the phone. And I'm like, damn, he fell for it. You know, it's like
Yeah, yeah,
that's the future.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
heard this thing that's going around now where they're like spoofing the voice of their child and being like, I'm abducted or something. And
Hmm.
like, You have to
Yeah,
wire
yeah,
me
yeah,
this
they're trying
money.
to.
Dude, what? This is literally the Wild West right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where does it all go, bro?
Hmm. It kind of reminds me of like probably have to find someone that can figure out these things, like what they did with the Catch Me If You Can,
Oh,
Leo.
that's a good point. You're right. You're right.
Right.
They have to catch the best like hacker
Yeah. To
of the
understand
system.
all these different. Yeah, because they were doing some interesting scams.
True, catch me if you can. You're right. Yeah, he was faking the checks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good movie. That true. I forgot all about that. That's true. And then he's working with them for like the rest of his like
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
True. All right, you're right. You're right. That is how you have to solve it. You're right. Um, okay. All right, very last thing. What time are we at right now?
1 hour 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Cool. Very last thing. I heard that Lockheed Martin, they like like Stephen Greer's been saying this about like the Tic Tac being Lockheed Martin tech, and then Ross Coulthart came out saying that the Tic Tac is Lockheed Martin tech, and I'm like, what is this crazy deception, guys? Like, and people are like, all the CIA people are like, no, it can't be Lockheed Martin tech, and I'm like, well, you work for the CIA, bro. It's like, w- like, how much smoke does there have to be before people are like, there's fire?
Hmm.
And that's where I'm at with the UFO thing right now. It's just like, guys, there's so much smoke here. There's a fire. But people are like, because the 2017 was about the Tic Tac, right? And then they're like, yeah, I saw this white Tic Tac, whatever, whatever. And then now it's, oh yeah, it turns out it's Lockheed Martin tech,
Hmm.
which makes sense because remember, it's like it arrived back at the cap point, like the meeting up point of all those. Like, how would you know? We said this before, where it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how would you know how to meet up at part of the tech,
Hmm. Hmm.
And and then Ryan Graves, I was listening to this other podcast, and he's in the tech space. He's trying to. There's a guy that's trying to create anti gravity, like 0 point energy. Like he literally privately funds the his like organization to create 0 point, and he hasn't cracked it yet. And then he was saying that the thing about Ryan Graves, like the circle and the sphere, the cube inside the sphere.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, like Ryan Graves talking about that. He said that that's also it's called Paladin Tech.
Hmm.
So Ryan Graves, the pilot, saw it and he's like, "What? What?" 'Cause remember, the thing is like they see hundreds of these things while on mission, and I was like, if you're seeing hundreds of them, like, you don't think somebody would be like, "Yo, there's UFOs, bro,"
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nobody's alerting you, so
Hmm.
maybe
Hmm.
it's top secret tech.
Hmm.
I think that's where I'm at now. I think all of these sightings are basically military tech.
Mm.
And I think that there were some NHI because it's undeniable. They said that they have a immaculate constellation crash retrieval reverse engineering program. But like I think the majority of the ones you see, like the Tic Tac, the gimbal, I think it's just top secret tech, and they're just not being like read in. So all the pilots are like, "Dude, it's a UFO," but it's like, no, that's just our tech. What do you
Well, I
think?
mean, it's still UFO.
Hey, you're right, touche. You're right. It's unidentified to those pilots,
Right.
but they were testifying in Congress. And there's like, yeah, I saw this thing. It's not like we could not build this. Like all of them were saying, like all the pilots were like, this is not our tech. We cannot build this. From all the tech I've seen, but it's like maybe you just aren't seeing the deepest
Yeah, I don't think that they would
ones.
know all the tech, right? I'm sure from the tech that we do understand or they understand, maybe it's not something that seems human made. But I think
Yeah,
it's, as you
exactly. Yeah,
said,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think you know the new research stuff. Like, how would you know of quantum computing until quantum computing, right?
Right, 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 right. And you're like, dude, we have this thing that can crack any password. No, it's not human made, bro. It's
Right.
like, no, we actually
Yeah.
invented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're getting a glimpse at, and it would make sense that you'd see it in your
Mm-hmm.
like one thing that they were saying is like maybe they're monitoring our arms for an invasion. And I'm like, or it's their tech. They're not telling you it's their tech and they're just testing it out. The
Yeah.
one thing that he's saying is it's like it's those spheres within the cube within the sphere.
Mm-hmm.
What it does is like they're using it to spoof planes on radar,
Mm-hmm.
which makes total sense. It's like so like they'll they'll use it, and then like
Right,
on the
right,
radar,
right,
it's like
right,
blip blip, but it's like there's actually nothing there.
right.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just their spoofing tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which actually makes sense to me, you know. But the whole thing, like this all being said, like why did they go to? What's the point of going to Congress if it's just Lockheed Martin tech, right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, aliens exist. No, it's just technology. So I think Jeremy Corbell's correct again, where it's like this is just a fight for patent. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they have this crazy technology that they, because like, because all the scientists were like, if you have a technology that can make L turns, you could power the city of like Los Angeles for like 500 type of thing, right? Because it needs so much energy to like do those right angle turns, right? So if Lockheed Martin figured it out and they just don't want to give it to us because like then there'll be free energy,
Mm-hmm.
you know? What do you think? Does that make sense to you?
Well, does nothing make L turns?
No, no, not at those speeds. Or to go from like 100, 300 meters. Like it goes to the stratosphere and then the bottom of the ocean
Mm-hmm.
instantaneously. They'll watch them go up and down
Mm-hmm.
instantaneously. So, and they're like, oh, there's aliens. And like, maybe there's something in the water, maybe like, blah, blah. It's like,
Right,
no, it's
right,
just
right.
their tech, bro, that they're testing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, but what the scientists were saying, like, to go from that speed, like, you need something insanely powerful, you know? So, like, that's where I'm at. I think it's all technology now that got reverse engineered from NHI tech, but they don't want to release it because of patents and the worry of free infinite energy. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think? Does that make sense? Logical sense?
Possible. Yeah. I don't know about the NHI. I think it's just old human technology then.
Oh, you think it's like Atlantean technology?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that is right, 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 right. That is where we. That's where we're separated.
yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
like you're right, it could be Atlantean technology because they pulled it from something. They
Mm-hmm.
pulled that tech from something. They have documents saying that they pulled that tech from something.
Right.
So it's like, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe it's like a different form of.
Because if you understand today's understanding of our ancient civilizations, we wouldn't think that they would have that, right? Or mainstream understanding. So they would call it
True.
NHI because for them, this can
Oh
only be alien.
shoot. Yeah, or or you're right. Actually, ooh, maybe it is just wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like NHI. What is human? Homo sapien.
Mm-hmm.
But what they found out is like, have you heard of like Homo erectus?
Yeah, 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 yeah. The
Right, right.
different
So
different iterations of
right.
us. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So within
Our
20, I
ancestors.
think it was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So within
Mm-hmm.
like the early 2000s or something, they just talked about this. I think like 2020, 2017, something like that. They found another offshoot of Homo something, right?
Okay.
And they're like, dude, how many of these are there?
Mm-hmm.
Because they just found another version. So like, what if the one of those iterations created this tech, like you're saying,
Right. Yeah.
and like, or what if they created this tech and now they're traversing space with the tech, and like, this is just what they left behind, and we just stumbled upon it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if we have like, what was that movie, Planet of the Apes? They find the, remember that recent Planet of the Apes, and they find like all the heads.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember that scene where they're like, "Oh, let's go find the nuclear warheads." So
Mm-hmm.
it'd be akin to that, like us apes stumbling upon technology, and we're like, it's still from this Earth because it was a different offshoot, but they're calling it NHI because it's not Homo sapien created.
Sure. Maybe.
That
Yeah.
actually that makes sense to me. Actually, you're right because maybe it's not space beings, maybe or like even spiritual world beings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe NHI literally just means like a different version of Homo.
Yeah, you can say, yeah, if you're saying, yeah, non-human intelligence, it could also be on Earth that's non-human intelligence.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
No, no, but that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah,
that's why they called it
why can't
NHI.
it be another creature on Earth? Yeah, that's true.
All right, you know what's even crazy about that? They showed the Amazonian people a gray.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, "Have you ever seen aliens?" They're like, "No, I've never seen an alien." And they showed them a gray, and they're like, "Oh, those aren't grays. Those aren't aliens from space. They're from the underground." They're like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "They're the ant people."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "That's interesting." So like, maybe this is it. Like you're saying, it's like maybe the NHI are literally from Earth. They're just not
Right.
They're just an offshoot.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes total sense.
Hmm.
We found something made by non-Homo sapiens. We reverse engineered it, and then now we created weaponry based off of that, and we're in a race with China because China also found that. China and Russia also found that, and we're slowly acclimating the public to this technology, like calling it UFOs. And then now all of a sudden, like, oh, it's Lockheed Martin tech, and you're like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
maybe it's like that. It's a slow disclosure kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah. The reason why that came out with the Lockheed Martin tech is because somebody whistleblew to him saying that we have advanced technology, but they think that China has way better advanced technology than us.
Hmm.
And they want more scientists looking into this
That's
because
very
we could lose
interesting.
the weapons
I
battle.
find it interesting. Yeah, when they say that, it seems like they want more funding.
Oh, saying it's Lockheed Martin tech?
No. Saying Lockheed Martin Tech, but saying that China has something better. That means that they want more funding. It's just a way to make the military.
True, bro, you're right. Remember, oh, dude, that's true. Which way are we gonna get it, bro? All right, so we're gonna tell them that a mothership's coming. Damn, that didn't work. Okay, we're gonna tell them China has it. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, the end goal is we want more funding for this military tech. Okay, so let's try Avi Loeb. Get him to say that there's a mothership. Oh, damn, they're not falling for it. Okay, let's just whistle blow and say China's got better tech than us. So we need to bring more. I see the game you're saying. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. No, that actually makes total sense. Yeah, because it all is still military industrial complex.
Yeah. Like, where are you saying that they have it better? Show me that they have it better. But they're just saying that, right?
True. True. And maybe
Let's
no, 'cause
raise
then
that
the
military
speculation.
budget. Yeah, just raise the military budget.
Right.
That's what they want.
Bro, I think you're right. Because it's undeniable. There were like UFOs all over New Jersey. Remember that? Like it was literally there for days. And then all this speculation came out. Like, why aren't you shooting them down? Blah, blah, blah. And then like even Joe Rogan said, like, well, they're Chinese made, and then admit they're Chinese made, and then active war. We can't go to war. Blah. So what if they just they're like, hey, just put that out there, bro. And then we'll create any speculation.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, maybe it's Chinese made. Maybe they're infiltrating. We need to add more money to this. But it's still their technology. They're like, let's just release a little bit and then freak people out and then be like, yeah, let them create their own reasons as to why you need to give us more money. That actually makes so much sense. From a marketing perspective, I'll just show you something and you blank with your mind.
Oh, you're
creating
like
fear.
blanking. You're cutting out.
Sorry. That's because they don't want us to get this this out there, bro. Okay. So this is the hustle. All right, very last thing.
Okay.
All right. This is the hustle. They release something, freak us all out, let our minds come up with a storyline, just so that they give us money. You're like, we don't know what this thing is. And then now we're all searching the internet like, oh, it could be Anunnaki. It could be alien mother spaceships. It could be Lockheed Martin tech. It could be China. And then you're like, hey, whatever works, bro. Just give us the money.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of stories to like, well, how do we find out what it is? Well, we need more funding.
And they're crowdsourcing
That's the end.
the answer.
Yeah.
Like, they're not telling us what it is. They're letting the internet come up with the answer for them. We'll just show you what it is, and we'll look at popular consensus. But at the end of the day, all roads lead back to funding the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
I think you figured it out, bro. That's crazy. No, really, though, that actually makes total sense. Okay. Yeah, so it's a heavy one. It's a good one. We always talk weirdness. Tripping. Any final thoughts?
It's an interesting world. I think I
Yes.
always say that all the time.
You always say that, but it is an interesting world. There's always some hustle, and unless you know the hustle, you're getting hustled.
Yeah.
Those are my final thoughts. All right. Until next week. Take it easy, Vish.
Peace.
Bye. All right. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all those fun things, and check out our sponsors, Zenro Clothing Co., Portian Bakery, and Podbean. Take it easy, Vish.
Peace.